Let's play Darkest Dungeon, the Crimson Court, and in this exciting battle, we'll be going into a long champion-based match in the Weald, just looking to try and unlock the next boss as quickly as possible to clean out that area. Now, it is a long match. I do get a reward of 18 rather than the reward for other long matches, which indicates it's going to be a very, very long match. So take a moment, take some time, get a beverage, get some snacks, kick your feet up, and get relaxed, because this is going to be a fairly long one. In the mix, we have Benel, the legendary leper, kitted up with Sun Ring and Sun Cloak, Murdak, the legendary flagellant, again as a mixed support-based unit. We have Desurs in place, who's going to be a legendary jester with everything unlocked, but is focused on party buffing and bleeds, followed by Brimu, the legendary Vestal. Now, as always, I have plenty of heroes that are as yet unnamed, even though we're getting relatively close to the end of this playthrough with only the level 6 bosses left to kill in the 4 zones, and the Countess waiting. Unfortunately, we have no invitations, and our infestation level is very, very low. We should have a few named adventurers going into the Darkest Dungeon maps, which I'm going to be holding off until the very end. In the meantime, it's neither here nor there. Let's provision up and get ready for battle. Do a quick check through. We're going to need to bring along a decent number of keys, a decent number of medicinal herbs, a decent number of shovels. We're actually probably going to pare these down a bit. Medicinal herbs we're not going to need more than 4 of. Same for the keys. Thinking things through, it's the Weald. Don't necessarily need holy water. Holy water is kind of a meh. We can use bandages though, and I think we may bring some along. And I think that's everything. No one is dropping the curse. We don't need to bring any blood at all. We'll bring 2 stacks of torches, and 2 stacks of food, and 4. It's way too much. There you go. Leaving only 4 slots in our inventory. That's looking kind of fine. I'm satisfied with that. Just do a mental double check, and no, definitely don't need laudanum. Still can't figure out what the use of laudanum is, to be entirely honest, and let's embark away. Now, while things are loading up, I'll do what I always do, which is to thank you guys for watching. I've been putting off doing a couple of things, like entering the Darkest Dungeon, because I want to complete this playthrough fully. Want to unlock a couple of achievements, and I hope you guys are okay with me taking my time to move through the game. Certainly don't want to finish the game before I've taken out the Countess. I don't think it would be a complete of the game unless I actually completed through all the DLC content. But regardless, if you're new to the channel, why not check out the playlist down below? You're going to see that there are plenty of exciting adventures back in the past, particularly with the takedown of the Baron. And yeah, let's get in and look at what our pathing is going to be for this map.
Soak the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
Now, as far as longs go, this isn't actually too long along. Now, because we have to complete 100% of room battles, we'll need to take this fork down here, go back, double back. There's a lot of doubling back in this one, unfortunately, but we should have brought enough food to endure it. Opening things up, we have a light little curio with a couple of heirlooms. We ditch that citrine.
Trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
And first things first, we have a giant, a bombard, and a crone, but fortunately, thanks to the Ancestor's Lantern, as well as RNGs, we have the benefit of surprise. Now, opening things up with a fungal bombard wouldn't be a bad call, because, sorry, on the fungal bombard wouldn't be a bad call. We can reduce his bleed resist, then we can drop a chain attack with the Jester, and everything should work out just fine. So, punish it is. 4 damage made, and yes, the debuff did take in DD-do. Harvest goes down, 4 and 4. And adding to the bleed woes of that bombard is just fine by me. Pretty good chance to stun, because all I'm rocking is Junior's head. Resistance is 70% though, which probably isn't worth the effort. No chance for an insta-kill. So let's consider our options carefully. I think a stun actually might be a good call. Let's see if it works. Damn it. Alright, well, wasn't worth it because it didn't work out in the end for me. Gonna try and knock back. What's your move resist? It's massive. That's definitely not gonna work. Could try and reduce your damage and protection. You don't have any protection, but your damage might be problematic. But your debuff resist is way too high. Let's do some chopping damage. 23, not a bad start to the round there. Curse of Vulnerability goes down on the leper. 0 damage, and he's marked, but no debuffs there, which is fortunate. Poison spores on the flagellant, but he's too damn pretty to take a hit. That bombard is dead in the next turn, which is fine by me. Marked prey goes down. Doesn't really make any difference at all because he's already marked. That dodge debuff could be a problem. Embrace the Dark, double dodge, and wow, RNGs is really smiling on me today. Now, that bombard is already dead, so we literally don't need to put any effort into him at all. We'll just start with trying to slice off bits and pieces of that corrupted giant. 8 damage, I'm going to say that was his left pinky. Let's try and debuff his... nope, okay, we do get a bleed. We do not get the debuff, though, on the bleed damage, which is fine. Not going to be too worried about that crone, because again, I'm I could stun her. There's a pretty good chance to actually do that, and that isn't a bad call necessarily. We'll top up my Torchlight to fully radiant, and I don't need to worry about her actions the next turn. Sweet critical as well. Nicely done in the stun takes, which is just fine by me. Let's drop a chop. 30 damage, which is not bad for a typical strike. 66 HP left, and Tree Branch Smackdown goes down for 29 damage. That is severe. And if it was anyone other than Leper, I would be deeply concerned. But because it is Leper, he has the HP to soak things up like an absolute boss. So I can just worry about other things today. Let's, again, drop that Chain Bleed for a better damage spread. 6 and 3, not too shabby. And 16 bleed coming through on this chappie the next turn. Let's focus a heal on Mr. Leper, up by 12. Not hardly, nearly, or ordinarily enough. But he is there to chop and to dig, as the Simpsons would let us know. Tree Branch Smackdown is dodged fabulously. Absolutely fabulously, and Embrace the Dark goes down, this time actually taking, and a little bit of stress and a little of a loss of Torchlight is fine. 22 HP left, 16 damage, need to get this bleed taking. Actually, it doesn't even matter, he's dead. No stress really worth bothering with. Let's just slice off pieces of that crone. That is going to be her right kneecap, I think. Let's keep healing up Mr. Leper. Critical 20 is sweet as they come, and yeah, I literally don't need to do anything here at all. He's already dead. She has not long left in this world. Well, one more turn at least. Embrace the Dark goes down. Does take, and a little bit of stress, a little bit of loss of Torchlight. That's just fine by me. There we go. We are done. Bit of loot comes down. Obviously, I'm going to be favoring the heirlooms because gold is kind of a bit of a non sequitur for me at this stage. I just don't need it. We'll do a bit of inventory shuffle though, just to make sure that things get taken in the best order to clean out slots. As mentioned, we'll be going east just to try and clear out that path and see what we have in store. It's a trap! It's a trap! And we take stress as a result, but no other ill effects, fortunately. Do a quick mic adjust because I think it's a bit too close to my mouth. Sorry about that, guys. And let's check what's in this pack.
And purpose is made clear.
Alright, again, not too fussed about leaving that gold behind. That gold will be worth more than those sapphires, though, so we'll do the swapperoo. Might not be the best call in the long term. This is a long-based match. Long-based map, I should say. And same party mix again, Corrupted Giant, Bombard, and a Crone. We have surprise on these guys, so we should be able to make some fairly short work of them. But let's again start things off with the same exact playthrough, focusing on debuffing and bleeding up that Bombard. Yes, that takes like an absolute charm. Harvest goes down. Sweet crit there as well for 10, and bleeds on both of them. 10 damage to come very, very quickly off of these guys. Now, I'm not going to take a chance on this guy's stun resist one more time. I've learned my lesson. Let's just do him some damage, and he's going to dodge, unfortunately. That's fine. Again, our Torchlight is still in Radiant, so all of our trinkets should be working an absolute treat on the Leper. Confusion Spores go down, and it will not affect me in the least. Curse of Vulnerability in the first 2 ranks, and it's a little bit of damage, but nothing to be too concerned about. That debuff, though, is a bit of an issue with a pretty substantial reduction in dodge. Rain of Blight goes down, and that might cause you some problems. Yes, it will, but party heals are there for a reason. Embrace the Dark, oh my god, thick and fast, coming through. I'm taking a bit of stress, and I'm now in dim light, which is going to be causing me a problem. Let's torch up, even though we have other ways and means to deal with that particular problem. This Fungal Bombard is already dead, so we don't need to worry about him. Chance to stun is non-existent. Let's just do some back row damage and heal ourselves up a bit. Alright, just doing some preemptive damage on that Crone. Let's deal with some stress as well, because we are rocking quite a bit of it, particularly on Mr. Flagellante. Done. That's 20 already cleared, and de-stressing is going to be much, much easier now that we're all level 6s, and our abilities work so fabulously well. Now, as a preemptive, we can try and take out that Crone to avoid any more stress, and that's the maximum range. Unfortunately, the bleed did not take on her, which is going to hold me back. Let's drop a chop on that Giant, and he's down to 86 HP, down to 82 now that bleed has come in place. Tree Branch Smackdown, 22 damage is immense for the Leper, sorry, for the Flagellant, and he's out of position as well. I might need to actually, I'm going to waste the turn on the Leper, I'm going to waste the turn on the Jester, And yeah, we'll drop an Exsanguinate where it belongs, right here. 8 damage taken, plus the 9 bleed, yes, and we get a heal in as well. That's just fine by me. We've taken some pretty gnarly damage across the board, so we'll drop a party heal. 6s all around. Thank you, Junior's Head. You amplify the love of RNGesus. 61 HP left. Oh, another Tree Ranch Smackdown lands for... Dear God, that is nasty. Alright, let's... Again, just keep chopping because it's the only action we can reasonably take, or at least I should say it's the best of all available actions, which is how I need to focus this game. 32 damage, 6 HP. Let's do a harvest and hope that takes the cake. It does! Okay, that crone is gone, and 17 bleed is here on the giant. Let's up the life of the flagellant by 10 because I do not want him to be taking any more damage. Drop one more Exsanguinate, and his damage is going to be debuffed to something absurd. Yeah, negative 60%. And that dodge debuff is pretty substantial as well. Let's have a quick check. He's already... Yeah, this guy is already dead. Let's just faff the turn away and wait to see how things roll out. Now he's gone. He is gone! Gone, gone, gone. Right, that gold is something I can live without. Not going to waste a torch on this at this stage. Let's just check this chest. Because it's unlocked, it's trapped, and it does nothing to me because my resistances are buffed to the 9s. Now let's press on and see what we have in store. We are in dim light, but we still get surprise, which is freaking awesome. Let's torch up here.
The promise of safety.
And open things up with a harvest. 4 and 4, and the bleeds take. They do on everybody. Let's focus down on that spitter first of all, because we need that thing to die. I do not like taking blight damage if I can avoid it. That maggot can be killed. Yep, that maggot is dead in its first turn, and I think the leper will be able to take out this front position guy. Indeedy, these guys are dead right now. Not even a word in edgewise, we just mopped them up. It was like, huh? And surprise death. Exactly how it's supposed to be. Now, I'm going to use medicinal herbs on this beast carcass because I've got some room left in my stacks for food.
Now it must be carried home.
And that's fine by me. Running a massive food surplus at this stage, but again, we have a long dungeon in store, we have to do a lot of doubling back, and we have a higher chance of hunger checks coming through on those double backs, so we need to be mindful of the risk of, yeah, going hungry, losing HP, gaining a whole mess of stress. Our party's actually running pretty high stress at the moment. I'm going to need to actually use the Jester in his intended capacity as a stress reducer. Again, plus 20% stress because of the Sun Cloak and Sun Ring, and the same again for the Ancestor's Coat and Lantern. Ooh, gosh, and heaps and heaps and heaps of extra stress on really everyone. All these trinkets increase your stress, which is why if you're going to be using high-level trinkets, you want to be using a Jester in your party just to keep you on the sane and narrow, and bit of gold there, just going to be adding to the stack. No real need for that. Insatiable Ghoul, Harrowing Gnasher, and Harrowing Gnasher once again. Let's get things focused up on the initial with a strike on one of those Gnashers. Critical for 17. If that bleed takes... Yes! Okay, so at least one of those chappies is dead and buried. Stress goes down across the board. Let's consider our options carefully. I think a stress reduction leper might be prudent because we have the surprise. We have the edge of surprise, limiting their actions. Dazzling Light is not going to work on anyone really. We could try and do a judgment on the back row. That's unfortunately not going to take. I should probably be checking my chance to hit. I often forget to, and that always leads to bad results. 11 damage on the ghoul, and yep, Rabbit Gnasher does me 3 damage and a bleed to boot, but one of them is dead. Probably going to get a rend or a skull toss. Yep, it's a rend. 8 damage taken, and no other ill effects, which are fine by me. Rapid Rush will open up quickly, 2 damage taken, and even more bleed. That's 6 bleed per turn. Nasty, nasty stuff. 7 damage taken on the Gnasher, plus 6 bleed coming through, and the debuff is in place as well quite nicely. Not going to worry about de-stressing. Let's just focus on slicing off part of that Insatiable Ghoul. Unfortunately, the bleed does not take. Howl goes down, and everyone dodges, which is great. I love avoiding horror attacks. Could stun. No, I'm not going to bother. Let's just do some damage. That Gnasher is dead in its next action, which is fine by me. We'll be taking some bleed damage that comes through on the leper, but that's just fine. Chop chop, 12 damage taken. Not the same kind of hits we were getting through last round, but he has pretty elevated protection there, which is going to be causing me some problems. We'll reduce a bit of stress on the flagellant for the moment, because I'm feeling quite in control of this battle at the moment. And let's try and debuff this guy's bleed resist. Nope, it's not going to take. He is just too tough for everything. Could heal up the leper, could try and... let's just do some good old-fashioned country damage. Oh, it's a dodge. Alright, so RNGesus has now ceased giving me his favor, which is fine. That happens to all of us. Jester is stunned in quite a substantial way, taking some pretty gnarly damage on the leper as well with those bleeds coming through, but only one more turn left of those. Let's just keep chipping away at this ghoul with his elevated protection. It is going to be causing me problems, and his bleed resist has been reduced now, which is going to come in handy. Let's focus on healing up the Jester first of all. Alright, that's done. 10 HP left, so he's going to be dying from bleeding, if nothing else. We don't need to do anything more with this guy. Oh my god! All right, let's start self-healing with the leper. He's taken some pretty hard knocks there. Let's consider our options carefully. Don't need to do anything to get a kill on this ghoul beyond. I could speed up. I could accelerate his death, and yeah, okay, he'll be dead this turn rather than the next one. Let's stress transfer. Is that even worthwhile? It's not. All right, let's faff the turn by taking a move in, and yeah, doesn't even count for anything. Does not even count for anything, and I could have been using bandages this entire time. What is wrong with me? Alright, let's drop a bandage there. Ah, that was a silly waste. Anyway, that's fine. How are we doing for dungeon? Yeah, we're progressing through okay. Gonna need those shovels. I could use that food up though quickly and pick up a little bit of gold. Done. Done, 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 done. I shouldn't be wasting food because it's a long dungeon, but glittering prizes beckon. No scouting though this dungeon, which is not disappointing per se, but surprising, given that we have the Cartographer's Guild as a district. Alright, 4 Nashers, no surprise. We just need to get in quick and get our kills in. It doesn't really matter what position we kill them in because they will just die and shuffle forward. Great dodge there from Mr. Leper. 2 damage taken on the Jester and a bleed there as well. Might need to consider doing something about that, but for the moment I'm going to run a Harvest to try and get at least 1 kill in this round. Nice, that one is dead. That one is not. Alright, who do we have? Rubber Brush on the Vestal. 6 damage taken, and thank you for making us all candidates for a party heal. What is this? That's pretty minor. I can tough that out. Sweet criticals as well. That's going to help out with stress reduction, and everyone's topped off nicely. Alright, chop chop. 1 Nasher is eliminated, and they will get their 2 actions in quite quickly because their speed is relatively high, or maybe not. Oh well, didn't take. Did not take. Alright, that's the punish you're looking for, and he at least is dead. You're not going to get a stun in, unfortunately. Or maybe I will. What's your chance to stun? Pretty good. But your chance to hit is pretty bad. Oh well. Ooh, critical for 9, and rabies. Well, I can cure you of that, I think, if I've remembered to actually bring along the appropriate abilities. Yes, I can remove that disease. That is just fine by me. Chop for the kill, and we are nicely done and dusted. Not going to be able to do diddly with that. Not going to be able to do diddly with that gold. Well, actually, let's... That's not a bad decision per se. It's not a bad decision per se. Alright, let's... I could get rid of medicinal herbs, I could camp here. It's not really worth 1700 gold. I don't really need gold. I'm just in it for the elite loots, not for the low loots. Okay, and here we get into the problem that we knew we'd inevitably face, dropping gold in favor of things like crests and heirlooms. Don't need the blood at this stage, don't need the jade. We're just going to progress onwards. We do get a scouting in, fortunately, which means we can see a trap coming in advance. Might camp here, but first I have to take off this fork because I have to complete 100% of dungeon rooms. Who has the highest chance to disarm? 90, 70. Right, it is going to be the Jester who takes a chance, and that pays off for me handily. A little bit of a life reduction there, and that is a hunger check. We knew one would be coming. Not going to waste the shovel here just yet. Might do it on the double back.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
Okay, Giant, Bombard, and Crone yet again. Surprise, as always, is on our side because of our sweet trinkets. Early bleed works an absolute treat. Let's keep wailing down on that bombard. 5 damage, and the bleed takes as well. 10 damage is not a bad way to start the day. Hunger check has healed us up nicely, so I'll just drop a judgment there. That damage does do the business and tops me off ever so slightly. And let's get some chops going. 23 damage, not a bad start, as well as that bleed. Confusion spores go down. Unfortunately, they do stick, and we've had a little bit of shuffling, but nothing super critical. That debuff, though, is going to cause me some problems for accuracy of hits. Still in Radiant Light, though, so I'm not too concerned. Mark Prey will go down the Leper. 1 damage, and the debuff, yeah, it's fine. That's fine. So that Bombard is already dead, which is fine by me. Not going to do any stress transfer. We'll have to waste a turn on the Flagellant. Moving forward by 1. Could take care of some stress. Could focus on slicing off bits and pieces of that Giant, and I think I will. 7 damage taken, and unfortunately no bleed coming through. Embrace the Dark goes down the back rows, and we take some stress, and we are still just barely in Radiant, which is, again, fine by me. Can't get a reasonable stun in. Don't want to do a party heal because I want my Flagellant to drop his epic attacks. Let's drop a Judgment down in place on the Giant. Unfortunately, that's going to be a dodge for them. Oh, Poison Spores on the front row. 1 damage and a Blight. Yep, that's going to be 4 damage per turn, but it's not going to be anything to be too concerned about. Let's just... Oh, that's the crit we were looking for. 45 damage. Very, very nice. Bombard is gone, and the Crone is now in arm's reach for the Flagellant, which is just how I like it. Could look at stress reduction, but I'm not going to be too focused on that for the moment. Can't land a hit on these Crones. They are just too dodgy. And she's just going to keep stressing out, wailing things. We were in dim light. Let's torch back up to Radiant, and let's... Come on, guys. Let's get a hit on this lady. What is happening? What is happening? Let's try stunning. Well, we cannot land a hit here. Oh, well, let's just focus down on that Giant and hope for the best. Oh, on death's door. On death's door. Who gets a turn in first? If it's the Crone, I'm going to have some problems. That's for sure. All right, let's... Oh, do not die, Flagellant. Oh, there we go. Good. Exsanguinate. Beautiful kill. Oh, heals, stress reduction, the whole 9 yards. Wow. That was a little bit intense. Let's take care of some stress on Mr. Flagellant here. He's seen better days. DeSurs, you're still doing your job, and I miss you, buddy. I hope you come back. Okay. Alrighty. Vestal is looking a little bit peaked and a little bit freaked. Let's try and regain our Torchlight. Finally lands a strike on her, and that stun is in place. Thankfully. Alright, and I think this could well kill her. Nope, it's a miss. Damn her dodge. Double damn her dodge. 1,000 deaths are not enough for that Crone. That Weisenhag of Eldritch Yore. Let's keep healing up the Flagellant up by 12, which will put him well over the half-life threshold, which is fine by me. Let's get some strikes in, hopefully have a bleed take. Yet, nope, negatory. Done. Oof, that was about time. Let's do some quick inventory juggling here, just so we can focus on what's important. Don't really need a Quickling Satchel. That blood is not going to be super critical for me, and I'm going to leave that... Curio alone. I'll probably take it when I double back. Do I have any bandages left? I do not. Do I have a high poison resist? Oh, blight resist is massive on the Leper for obvious reasons. 90-35. Yeah, that's the one. Let's give it a try. Let's see what we have in store. Old tree, some treasure, anti-venom. Who cares? Alright, those debuffs should be clearing now. Good. Let's see what's behind this door. Probably going to be nothing, but we'll have to see. Yep, it's an empty. Let's double back and take care of business. Hunger check comes through. Yeah, not too worried about stress. That rabies, though, is going to be causing me some problems. You know, I could just empty out the inventory slightly in favor of... Yeah, let's do this. Just have half.
Furtive and vulnerable.
Let's rely on Sanctuary to prevent ambush. Let's cure your disease. Nice. Let's give you a buff. Every rose has its thorn. How many points do I have left? 2. Right, who's rocking the highest stress? Yeah, it's going to be the leper. Done. Alright, that was a effective camp, I think. If this treasure holds some food, I'd be grateful. Nope, it's a quirk. It is a Weald Explorer quirk. That is just fine. I am literally in the Weald right now, and I could use better chances to scout. Let's not use the shovel just now. Again, I just don't need the treasure, which is the problem, and it's normally just gold or gems that give loot, which, yeah, is a result of these things. Ah! But food I can use. Ruined carcass. Nice, thank you. That's going to keep me in hunger checks for a while. What is that? What is that quirk? What is that quirk?
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Yeah, it's acceptable. What is that quirk? Hylomania. Alright, we'll get rid of that as soon as we can. I do not like the interrupts. And we're in Radiant Light, just barely. 2 maggots and a ghoul. Their protection is elevated, so we will make sure that we take care of those maggots as quickly as we possibly can. Alright, at least one of them is... No! Bleed resisted. Alright, fair enough. Slice off. Let's actually do a harvest, just to spread the love. 6 and 5 damage, and that bleed is in place. Not quite enough for a kill, but that is fine by me. No, we can't get a kill that way. Let's just do a judgment here. Done. Alright, at least one of them is dead. And the leper can take care of the rest. The question is whether we should just debuff this guy's protection. We can do that next round. For the moment, I'm going to take out that maggot to deny him an action. There we go. It's just the ghoul to worry about now. We can debuff him till the cows come home. 10 damage taken and a bleed to boot. That debuff is going to be an elevation stress, which is acceptable. Insatiable Ghoul will take nothing, just the initial damage, which is kind of regrettable, but also sort of understandable. Let's drop a bleed here if we can. Sweet crit for 9 there, and that bleed is in effect for a few turns. 35 HP left. Red goes down the flagellant. He takes 9, and that's just fine. Nowhere near threshold for super crazy awesome abilities. Let us heal up the leper. That's a sweet, sweet crit for 24. Bleeds are going to be in effect. What we'll do though is reduce this guy's protection. Hopefully that debuff takes. It does. That's fine. Damage reduced. Protection reduced. Let's add to his woes with some bleeds. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Let's double down now that the bleed window has opened. 16 damage, and you know what? I think we can take this. Nope. Not quite enough to make the grade there. He still has 1 turn left. Howl goes down, which is going to give me all sorts of problems there. Yep, horror on the entire party. And look, let's just finish things off. No, let's faff. He's already dead. We can just faff. Great crit there. No concerns. No concerns at all. Bit of horror taken. Let's finish things off. Oh, let's finish things off. Yep. Yep.
No intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Alright, busts are more valuable to me right now than gold, so we'll just drop those. We'll also do a bit of a shuffle around. Nice. Doing fine for torch, doing fine for food after we found some extra. Scouting is coming through, which is a very, very lovely treasure room in play here. Let's see what we have in store for ourselves. That bleed is now cleared. We are still taking a bit of incremental stress
for a task well performed
from the horror attack. Let's just keep our torch levels up. Only one more before that stack clears, and we can start collecting gold again. It's just ectoplasms, and we have them surprised. This is going to be relatively straightforward. Their chance to bleed is non-existent, but we can still do the damage the good old-fashioned way. Oh wow! Okay, that took. I cannot believe that took. All right, harvest 7 and 4, not too shabby. And wow, I thought these guys had 105% bleed resist. What is happening? This is crazy. All right, well, I think we can finish this off right now. Yep. They will literally not get an attack in. Done. Dead before dawn. Dead before dawn.
Can be felled. They can be beaten. Done. That'll have to do.
that will have to do. Again, just do the old shuffle around because I like to have things neat and orderly. Wunderbar. Right, doubling back now. Again, have the chance to clean up that grave if we want to, but we just don't. Don't need it, we don't want it, and we're not going to do it until we know the dungeon is clear, and then it will probably be too late because our inventory is already pretty stacked with exactly what we're looking for. Don't need the food. Do not need the food right now. I could take a chance on... Yeah, let's take a chance on Mr. Leper. Treasures are hidden. Nicely done, and literally can't take any of it.
Are often low on supplies.
Don't even know why I take the chance on a negative effect. Oh, we're in dim light. But we get surprised still. That's fine. It gives me the chance to torch up just barely, focusing down on that maggot. Crit for 17. Dead, 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 and buried. Nicely, nicely done. Stress levels are kind of fine everywhere. Harvest is the least. Okay, slice off. 7 damage. I'm going to say that's his left wedding index finger. There we go. No chance to really kill this maggot, but we'll help out the leper. Oh, sweet crit. I spoke too soon. That's just fine by me. The leper will be able to debuff this guy's protection, which is going to make things a lot easier for me. Down to 15%. Dodge is a protection and damage is reduced as well. Howl goes down. Stress will spread across the party. But the Vestal resists, which is just fine by me. 4 damage taken, and yeah, everything strikes in place. This ghoul is going down post haste. Not going to worry about the stress reduction because there's just not enough of it to justify the turn. We'll instead slice off his wisdom teeth. Howl goes down, and that's even more horror. We're still in radiant light, just barely. Whoa, that's not lovely. Let's again just get that strike in place. 6 damage, a little bit of healing there, and let's just keep debuffing his damage if we can. It's not going to stop him from doing stress attacks on me, but he will be dead in his next action, which is just fine in my books. And that's going to be the kill regardless to reduce some stress without needing to use an action.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Okay, let's take that portrait. Favor of the gold. Let's get rid of the medicinal herbs. It's come time. It's that time. Torch up. We're going to have a lot of stress building up over the next few turns. And that's just fine. We have an empty. Do we have a scout? We do not. Let's just make sure there's no battle room down here. And we have a giant, a witch, and a raving madman to worry about. Our torchlight is going to be an issue, but we will start by focusing down on the witch, who is a witch, and we should burn her. Great, that debuff comes into effect, so we can use Harvest just to spread the love. Critical for 10 on 1, but unfortunately the witch was too dodgy for us. Accusation goes down, adding stress to the jesters. Ooh, 7 stress per turn. Stressful incantation. Yeah, we're going to need to be doing some active de-stressing with the jester. That is absolutely certain. What to do? Alright. Chance to stun this lady is not lovely. Let's instead look at a party heal, or... Actually, no. We can kill her next action. Or just right now if there's an awesome critical. That is fine by me. Thank you, RNGesus. Alright, Crafted Giant is still in the mix. Confusion Spores go down. Unfortunately, they land, and we are pretty badly shuffled, to be honest. That is a very bad shuffle. Leper's going to get a turn. All we can really do is a good old-fashioned country chop to the face. And let's see what we can do about moving some people around. That's going to have to be that for the Flagellant. Accusation will add to the Jester's woes. Oh, so many woes. I'm going to stun that madman, I think. Or a party heal. Party heal. Party heal. 6s all round. That's fine. I'm just concerned about a tree branch smackdown on the front position, causing me some woes. Alright, everyone's shuffled back into a more usable position. Stress on the Jester is looking insane. And it is going to be a chop again on that giant. 29 damage taken. 4 bleed coming in, down to 70 HP. Tree branch smackdown, 25 damage taken. And thank you for dropping that on the leper. No move and no worries there. Okay, it's all de-stressing all the time on the leper, on the Jester. He has seen his share of woe. Doomsday goes down, adding to our misery, but only in a minor way. And let's just focus down on that giant for the moment. That is going to be a decent decision, but again, no. Sweet, sweet. Oh, bleeds drop. Small heal on the leper, which is just fine by me. Chop again is the best way to kill these guys. 25 HP gone and a minor amount of bleed. Tree branch smackdown once again, but this time it's a dodge. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Punish, 11 damage. That's a pretty sweet hit. And no bleed, unfortunately, but we can live. Doomsday goes down. It's dodged by everyone but the leper, who takes relatively minor run of stress. We're going to have to keep reducing stress, though, on the Jester. He still has 8 stress per turn coming through for a turn, which is a problem. Meantime, we will probably drop a focused heal on the leper. Once again, critical for 22. That's what we want to be seeing. Stress goes down, and life goes up. 17 damage taken. That's just enough to get the kill, and that madman is in position for an absolute pain-in-ing. 17 is a critical, not too shabby, and all the things drop down on him. He deserves every ounce of misery that he gets. Those horrors are finally cleared until the madman gives me some fresh ones to have to worry about there. Accusation on the flagellant is dodged. That's just fine by me. I could stun this guy. He's already dead though, so we don't need to worry. Let's drop a party heal and top up our dubers nicely. Alright, can't really do much. The guy is already dead. Let's just, yeah, move back into first positions. I can reduce some stress on somebody. May as well join the Jester and probably use the flagellants. Well, actually, it's a really good exchange, actually. Done. Alright. Better than just waiting out the turn. Okay. Deteriorating Bracer. Plus 10 dodge if HP above 70. Pretty weak. And again, we're going for heirlooms here. And we're getting them as well, which is nice. Let's take a chance on the old tree with the... Yep, it's resisted. That's just fine by me. Alright, Torchlight is burning through quite rapidly. I'm not going to torch up here. Nope. Get some scouting in as well, which is quite handy. I'm probably going to walk back to this empty... Oh, secret room! Secret room. Alright, that is exactly what we want to be seeing. Let's go into this area here. We'll camp here. We'll reduce our stress a bit. We'll get our buffs going. And... yeah, that's a decent decision. Let's do that. Our health is fine, so we'll just have a half.
May yet be won.
Oh, let's have a feast. There's not that much left in the dungeon. We may as well feast. You unrocking any diseases, are you? No, you are not. Let's just take care of all of your stress in one fell swoop. Done. Let's prevent ambush. Let's reduce everyone's worries and woes. And yeah. Alright, let's cure diseases we don't even have. Done, 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 done. I can afford to waste food if I need to. Locked strongbox, we'll take a chance on it because we have keys to spare. And there are indeed valuables there. Well, I'm not going to be able to use any of these things. We'll just take the bandages for the moment in case they come in handy in the battle up ahead. It's another old tree. No ill effects, and just barely in radiant light. 2 fungal claws. We have the element of surprise on them. These guys are high prot. Yeah, these guys are high protection units, so we're going to want to use the debuff ability that the leper has, and bleeds as well, because, well, if they take, they work an absolute treat. Chance to stun is very, very poor, but we'll take it nonetheless. See if it sticks. Oh, it's great work. That is great work. Alright, let's reduce the protection on this guy with an action. 1 damage taken, and those debuffs are in effect there. Reduce protection means we can definitely do some decent damage. Definitely do decent damage. That's some awesome alliteration. I don't know why I talk like that. It's insane. Slice off goes down 3 damage, and the bleed is resisted. Sadly, let's try again with a punish. 5 damage, and the bleed is resisted. He's just not taking the hits I want him to. This debuff is going to last me for a few more rounds. Let's try and get the kill on this guy if we can. And it's not going to be enough even with those bleeds, but he will be out next turn, which is fine by me. Ren for the mark goes down 16 damage. And we're looking a bit squishy, so we'll give him a bit of Divine Grace. Glory, glory, hallelujah. And now it's time to focus on the position 1 chappie. Great dodge, Mr. Leper, but now you are an absolute champ. Well, I mean, I can't really do anything that's going to be worthwhile here. So let's party buff and increase our chance for crits. That speed boost will be appreciated as well. Punish goes down to the front rank, 6 damage taken this time around, and again, unfortunately, no other beneficial effects. Let's keep healing up the Leper. And yeah, let's go into the chop. 18 damage, that's what we want to be seeing there. Rem for the mark goes down. Dodged, absolutely beautifully done. And now it's just time to wail down on this Chlora with anything that we can. Nothing for us to do with the Jester beyond party buffing. I could take care of 11 stress, but it's kind of a waste. 3 damage taken there, and hopefully a bleed. Yes, alright, there we go. Just need to do a modicum of damage. Well, that's more than plenty. More than plenty. And yeah, let's, well, he's already dead. Let's take the opportunity to top up our health. Give ourselves some minor buffs there for a short period of time. And again, that gold is going to be thrown out, even if we took it. Let's find that secret room now. Let's drop in a key. Ancient artifact. Ah, there's that gold payoff. Didn't even need it, but we will use it regardless. And that should be us sitting pretty close. Done. Carry on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Alright, I did promise you a long map, didn't I? Corrupted Giant, 2 Nashers, and the Element of Surprise means we have opportunities to do some good spreads of damage. 5 and 7, bleed does go down the Nasher where we want it to be. There we go, he is definitely dead in his first action, which is just fine. No chance to stun the back position, but I can do him some damage. 13 is gone, he has 8 hit points left to go. And let's just, again, chop down that giant to size. Oh, nicely done. We will take an early attack from that Nasher, though. It's dodged, which is fine by me. Confusion Spores go down, and unfortunately they do stick. Some people are shuffled, but it's not the worst possible shuffle in the grand scheme of things. Again, now everyone can attack once more. Let's take out that Nasher, get a small heal in on ourselves, and now it's just pain on the giant until the giant goes home. Nothing's sticking. Unfortunately, this guy's just too fancy for me. Again, those chops are not working the way I would love them to. Poison Spores on the back ranks, and unfortunately the Blight does take, but we will be able to endure that regardless. Let's just slice off his right elbow, and that bleed does take. Fortunately, Punish goes down, 6 damage, and unfortunately, oh, the bleed does take, but the debuff does not. Judgment to try and address some of that damage from the Blight. 61 HP left on the Giant, and, well, it's going to be a lot less now. 33 HP left to go. He doesn't have a long left in this world. 25 damage taken from the Leper. That Tree Branch Smackdown is an awesome ability. It does gnarly damage, but there are ways and means. Sweet crit from the Jester, and this Giant is going to be dead in his next turn. That is now an absolute certainty. Let's just try and correct some of that damage we've taken. Up by 12, and we do have a turn of the Vestal to correct even further. Sweet. Done, dead, and dealt with. Again, can't do diddly with these items. Let's see what we have in terms of scouting. Do we need a shovel? The answer is maybe, so we'll keep a hold of it for the moment. Shuffle back to first positions. Let's take a chance on that Pristine Fountain and Reinvigorated. There we go. That's going to be a stress reduction. Oh, yeah, it was a stress reduction. That's alright. Might need 1 shovel. Will not need 3. Alright, that tops up some heirlooms. We're fine for gold, so we'll drop the stack that we've got there in favor of a couple of deeds. Again, I've got a thing in mind for those deeds. There is a building that needs building in the district. Tree's just a tree. No worry there. We're in Radiant, and these are Bloodsuckers, which could be really a problem for us, potentially. Great dodge early on. Let's focus on taking out these Sycophants, which do both stress and can impart the curse. Alright, 11 HP left. Maddening Wine goes down. Great dodge. No complaints there at all. Let's drop a Judgment here to try and take him out as promptly as possible. Yep, 1 HP. He'll be dead in his next action, and we've topped up our health quite nicely. Slice off Yes, let's focus on the other sycophant. 8 damage taken, and hopefully 5 bleed. Yes! And Gather Blood goes down. Oh, 14 damage taken. That is a critical, and the Crimson Curse has been dropped on Murdak. Yeah, that could cause some problems down the line, but for the moment we are fine. We have a huge supply of blood back in the hamlet. Can't do diddly with the Leper beyond good old-fashioned country damage. Let's just take our chances. 3 HP left. Could have actually put that damage on a different player, to different enemy, to get a better chance to finish off a kill, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, that sycophant is going to heal himself up, but we haven't accrued a fresh curse. Let's just make sure that sycophant dies in his next turn. There we go. 11 damage. Heal through that, mofo. Heal through that. Harvest goes down, and at least one of those supplicants is killed, and a bleed is impacted on another. Let's just drop some judgment there. I don't like your shoes. Your outfit doesn't match your makeup. I'm not a very judgy person. That's not true. I'm a horribly judgy person. I just can't improvise judginess. Oh, look at that blight. That blight is so nasty. Alright, let's take out that supplicant. That's a critical strike there, and I'm not going to be making any complaints about that. 8 damage per turn in blights. Dear God.
Foolish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
That is going to be crippling. That's going to be crippling. Alright, let's just... There, that... Okay, oof. Oof. I need combat to happen as soon as possible to try and... Oh! And you're full, of course you are. Alright. Well, we're certainly entering this combat in a bad place, but now that Blight is at least reduced down to 4 per turn rather than 8, which was insane. Alright, Fungal Claw, a Corrupted Giant, and a Blighted Crone. No surprise, and... Oh my goodness. This is not an amazing... Yeah, okay, let's start by punishing up that Claw. We'll probably do a prot debuff on him as well. That Giant cannot be taken down quickly, and we will not attempt it. Well, best of all available options. 8 damage and a bleed to boot as well. 15. Curse Vulnerability goes down. 2 and 3 damage and no debuffs, but we are marked quite horribly. Divine Grace. Yes, I don't mind if I do take a 22 heal crit. That is fine by me. Rend the Marked goes down, 10 damage taken, and you have, I think, just barely, yeah, unleashed the Whirlwind. Confusion Spores, that's fine. That's fine, I can work with that. Leper will miss a turn, but again, we have Embrace the Dark. Oh! Okay, Just Stress. We're in dim light, so we need to torch up to keep ourselves in fighting form. Still can't do much more than slice off here, so that's going to be the call. 6 damage taken, plus more bleed to the mix. Alright, let's just drop a judgment here. That's a decent call. 9 damage, actually very good. Stress goes down across the board, and it's time for Exsanguination. But he dodges, what a waste! Oh, what a waste! Rend the Marked. Uh-oh! Dodge. Good, 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 good. No Tree Branch Smackdown, please. No Tree Branch Smackdown, please. Alright, 14 damage on the Claw. It still has 11 HP. Please, please, please. Okay, it's only Poison Spores. It's only 2 damage. It's only 4 Blight. We can live through this. Embrace the Dark. Okay, it's a bit of stress, but we're still in Radiant. I'm really feeling a bit concerned about this. Let's keep adding dots to this giant. 15 damage per turn on this stage. I can't take a chance on it, or can I? Judgment, 5 damage, 6 HP left. Not going to waste it on the... Alright, live. 11 damage. Live. Okay, you're going to go into Death's Door from Blight. No, you're not. Nope. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, yes. Pass the check. Pass the check. Alright, Exsanguinate. Just hit him. That's all I need you to do. Boom. Done. Good. No Death's Door for you. Chop. Finally dealt with. That Claw, yeah, needs to and deserves to die. There we go. How much bleed is rocking on this guy? Only 15 because some of them expired. Embrace the Dark goes down. Double dodge. Oh, I'm feeling a bit pressured. I am feeling a bit pressured now. Wow, alright, well, we're getting some decent heals here. Reduced... Oh, Tree Branch. Good dodge. Good dodge. Good boy. You can live. Living is one of the options you have in your repertoire. Again, your damage is reduced, but at least you can still do a reduction to his bleed debuff. 35 HP left, 16 bleed coming in, and let's keep healing up the Flagellant, who has seen better days. Slice off goes down, crit for 13, and not quite enough for curtains. Double dodge. Oh, alright. 1 HP left. Poison spores in the Vestal. That's fine. That's fine. You resist it. You resist it. You're the best. Alright, let's just take this guy down, finally. Clear corpses. Best available option. And let's get some pain on this blighted crone. Stress reduction. Got a strong feeling this is the last of the rooms we have to take out, which is good because my inventory is full and we're doing great. But this combat has really sucked the life right out of me. Fetid Sensor, 3 and 4, a blight and some stress as well. Let's faff our way to happiness. That crone is already dead, I believe. Yes, she's already dead. Already dead, don't need to do nothing and nothing for nobody. Let's just take the opportunity to de-stress that Flagellant ever so slightly. Done, and yeah, that's combat.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Okay, do I get scouting? I do not. Alright, let's drop a shovel. Hope for the best. And oh, we still have one more room battle. Hopefully we don't need that shovel for anything at all. Good thing I didn't drop the food. It's a trap. And we take blight.
Traps lie in wait.
Torch up.
For
Check for treasure. It's just gold. We do not need it. But we will need a torch. We need one more torch, so we'll keep going. Oh, so much damage. So much horrible damage.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
I really don't need that citrine, but why not? Every little bit helps. Alright, last battle, last room, ectoplasms, and surprise. That's fine. We're going to be doing fine. We're going to be doing fine. 9 damage there. Bleed won't take, as expected, and that's completely okay by me. Can try and make sure that one of them is taken out. That's the better call. Done. Alright, one is dead. And they shuffle forward because it was a critical strike. Let's drop a judgment on the back row there. 6 HP left. And they will have a chance to do something at some stage, but that some stage is not now. What we will do, though, is reduce this guy's protection by a margin if we can. Yes! Cytokinesis, 2 damage taken, and that will spawn a new Duber. Slime Smack, 8 and 3, and I think we've just earned ourselves a super duper attack with Flagellant. Considering our options carefully, Slice Off is not bad. Only 5 damage, no chance to bleed, but it was the best of all available options. Exsanguinate, now that's a decent call, but again, the bleed resist is just so high. Let's try it anyway. Get the heals we needed, and that bleed is in place. That's ridiculous. I don't know how bleeds work on 105% resist, but that's okay. I'm not going to complain too much when it's in my favor. Big Slime, 6 damage, and everything is looking dandy. Slime again on the Jester. Dodged, because he's an absolute boss. And let's take out that back position if we may. We may indeed. Nicely done. This ectoplasm will be dead, leaving only the giant, which does not have an action quite yet. We can start focusing down on him. Great crit there for 12 damage. And let's keep wailing on him. Only 3 damage because we have that debuff in place from using our special ability the turn before, but we can certainly do damage the good old-fashioned country way. Big Slime on the Flagellant is dodged. And Judgment? Not quite enough for a kill, unfortunately. Still 5 HP left, but we're all looking fine, fancy, and in fighting form. We'll waste a turn on a bit of stress reduction on the Leper, just because I'd like us all to be on 1 bar as we're leaving this dungeon. And, yep, that's round. That's combat, and that is everything done.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Yeah, there we go. Done. That's a maximized inventory if I've ever seen one. It's going to be like a pachinko parlor as it totals up our yield. Oh my god, this episode has gone for so long. I need to stretch. Whew. So, total of 28, almost 29,000 in gold, which will top us off quite nicely. I'm going to push the next button because it's going to take too damn long. Okie dokie, 82 crests, 12 deeds, 2 portraits, and 12 busts. That is going to get me my district upgrade, I think. Some quirks have been picked up. On guard, not too bad. Hysterical blindness, that could be cured. Murdak obviously has the Crimson Curse. Desurs is now compulsive, is a clotter, and has a spasm of the entrails. And Brimu is an early riser, which is actually quite useful compared to Manslayer because I normally run with Torch above 75, and a faster Vestal means a faster kill or a faster heal.
I see something long absent in the sunken faces of passers-by. A glimmer of hope.
Okay, so the Fanatic is going to be out in the dungeons, which means I need to make sure that I don't bring anyone out with a curse, which shouldn't be too hard at this stage, to be entirely honest. In terms of the weak, Zoophobia, Kleptomania, and Thanatophobia have been cured from the heroes you see there. Zachary, I am taking good care of you. Harriet is thirsting for the blood. And again, we've got plenty of stuff to do, but given the fact that we've been running quite long this episode, we're probably going to do that all off camera. The one thing I will do, though... Oh! I've just learned something. Long dungeons unlock bosses more quickly than medium or short ones. By a lot. Well, I guess that makes sense. I just never thought to keep my eye on that. Anywho, one thing I will do to finish off the episode, though, now that I have 380 crests, is to unlock the Outsider's Bonfire. There we go. Please construct. Nicely done. That's going to be 2 additional respite points if I have at least 1 Abomination, Hellion, or Leper in my party. And Lepers and Hellions are fairly common in party mixes, especially when I'm doing guys that need... Well, especially when I'm doing boss bashes, because they just do some sweet, sweet damage. Still quite a few items left for us to unlock in the district. We have the blueprints, we just don't have the heirlooms. Next step for us here is going to be the Altar of Light to get extra healing skills on Crusaders, Vestals, and Flagellants. That is going to be absolutely OP, and we're 3/4 of the way there. Will be a little bit of time before we get the Anthenaeum, the House of the Yellow Hand, or the Granary. Actually, the Granary isn't that far away, to be honest. At all. In any case, plenty of things to do off camera as we faff, heal, and otherwise correct the damage done to us in our various adventures. I'm going to take the chance now to sign off. My name, as always, is Ardoom. That has never changed. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and enjoying these adventures with me. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button and check out the playlist to see how we've gotten here from the very, very beginning. And to returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for stopping by. Still a few names to take, so feel free to ask for them. And yes, I will see you guys all next time. Chat soon.